in Indianapolis. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Adam Carricker, Chancellor Brewington, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Nick Sainer will be in Indy for our shows Tuesday through Thursday. Getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by 1890 Nebraska, Stevens and Smith Construction, The Complex, Warhorse Casino, and Riddles Jewelry.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
The Nebraska legislature will soon meet in special session and may consider a vote to raise consumer prices by imposing a sales tax on advertising. Nebraska's small businesses would be hit hardest, forcing them to raise prices, meaning we'd all pay more for the things we need. Contact your state senator and tell them no ad tax. Visit noadtaxnebraska.com to find your senator's contact information. That's noadtaxnebraska.com. A message from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to Speed and Power on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Megan Walker, and on the show, we dive into the inspiring journeys of individuals who have overcome the odds to make their mark in the world of sports. On the show, we've got Harrison on the board, as usual, and our special guest. He is an incoming freshman to the Nebraska baseball team. We are super excited to have him here, the one and only Jay-Sean Unger. Jay-Sean, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Low-key kind of nervous.
Hey, you're all good. A lot of people who come on the show get nervous. So we are super excited that you're here and happy that you made an appearance. But shout out to Layton's Pub. They provide us food every week and they are an amazing group of people. You need to go check them out. Super sweet, great menu. You will not be disappointed. But Jay Sean, how's your Monday treating you? Let's start off with some easy questions since you're a little nervous here.
All right. Monday's gone pretty good so far. I mean, we still doing a lot of stuff like mobility work, like kind of like I don't know how to explain it, just like stuff to get ready for weightlifting and stuff for the team. But I mean, it's kind of the same old stuff every week. I mean, it's just, get your academic hours in and then go work out. If you got to throw that day, go throw. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just kind of a repeating process.
You have been here 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. How have your first 2 weeks been? What has surprised you? What has made you scared? Just how are all those emotions?
I would say the 2 weeks is pretty good so far. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared coming into it, but I mean, I think so far I got some good mentors above me. Like, I mean, the guys that are coming in now are coming into like a bunch of good guys. We got Caleb Clark, Jalen Worley. I mean, the pitching staff's gonna be crazy this year. So I mean, I'm just really stoked to get going and I mean, see what we can do this year for sure.
Mm-hmm. You're pretty blessed. You're coming in. New facility just got redone. What are your thoughts on it?
It's pretty sick. I mean, the academic area so far. I mean, I haven't seen the football weight room yet, so I mean, I can see the practice field. I mean, it's just so nice, and I mean, we're all blessed to get it. And just to have it here is awesome. So,
Was it hard to figure out where it was?
yeah, I probably walked around it probably like 4 or 5 times until I found the door to get into it. I mean, it was big. I mean, I went down towards the training table like 3 times. I was like, where am I at right now? And then, I mean, I finally found it, but I mean, I was a little late, but
that's crazy. I was walking around because I was trying to figure it out because like they sent us like a map of where to walk in, but there's like a few doors and your end card only gives you access to so many doors, which is like our student access. I ended up in like the football area and like in the like meeting rooms. I got kicked out of there. It was so scary. But yeah, we're very blessed. Is that one of the reasons why you chose Nebraska? Do you feel like the facilities were just something that was really spectacular?
I mean, back when I came on my visit, I want to say it was late sophomore year. I mean, when they had just the old training table, I just knew like the nutrition part and the way they treat their athletes was the best place for me. And like I went to a night game, was my first ever Husker football game, and they do the red lights and stuff.
Was that Northwestern? I'm trying to think what that been.
Oh, it might have been. I think so, but I mean, I'll tell you what, that's what sold me. Like I just knew this is the place. I mean, it's close to home too, so I mean, it's just perfect. So
because you're from Blair, Nebraska, correct?
Yep.
So how was it coming not too far from home to just come down to be a Husker?
Oh, perfect. I mean, my grandparents, mom, dad can come down and watch. Some friends can come down. I mean, I know when I played up there, we always came down to a Creighton Husker game. So I mean, that's pretty hype. So I mean, we got some good guys that play. We have one player from Blair that plays at Creighton, and then we have then me down here. So hopefully, if we play, they all come down and watch us. So.
So you definitely got a good support system behind you.
For sure, yeah.
That's really sweet. What was your hometown like? Because it's not too far from Nebraska. Was it pretty similar to Lincoln, or how would you say?
It's smaller. It's a small town, about 7,000 people. I mean, what I can say when you first drive into it is just a bunch of cars. We got I think it's like 3 dealerships. I mean, there's a distinct smell to it. I'll tell you that because we got cargo there. So like in the early morning, the wind's blowing, it doesn't smell that good. But other than that, I mean, it's Blair, Nebraska, so it's a pretty small town. Everybody gets along, so it's pretty awesome to be a part of that program too. So,
what did your hometown family, friends think of you coming to Nebraska to play here?
They thought it was pretty awesome. My grandpa, he was pretty happy for me, because I mean, he's the one that kind of got me into baseball and stuff, and to see him kind of proud of me and making this big jump, it kind of made me feel good, and I was pretty happy that I made him proud. So
that's so sweet. I love that. So you said your grandpa kind of got you into baseball. So when did that start? What age?
Oh man, I want to say probably when I was 5. I mean,
dang.
I was a bat boy. He was the head coach at Missouri Valley. That's where I'm from, and then I moved over to Blair in 6th grade. But yeah, I was a bat boy. I always hung around the guys. He had some good mentors up there too that kind of like helped me out with baseball too. And then my aunt, she was a head coach at Wayne State for softball, and I did the same thing. I used to run the bases, you know, be a bad boy and all that stuff. So I mean, I was always surrounded by baseball or softball. So
So they kind of raised you that type
Yep.
of way. Did
I
you
was-
play any other sports or no?
yeah, I played football and basketball, but I'm not gonna lie, I was probably when I was 5, I wanted to play basketball the most, and then after that, baseball started growing on me. So that's why I just stuck with. So
What about the sport made you love it?
I would say probably the culture, you know, the traditions that they have is just I think from all the other sports, like baseball has the best tradition of all of them, you know, they stick to it. It's been the same way for I mean over 100 years, I think. I could be wrong on that, so don't take my word on it. But I mean, yeah, it's just something like that. It's just I'm just happy to be part of this the tradition and culture that they have. So
Yeah, it's a good sport. It's in a good time. I feel like
For
summer
sure.
ball and stuff like that. It's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
thing to watch. But if you had to play a different sport, what sport would you want to play
Ooh,
besides track?
nah, I ain't doing track.
Besides track.
Nah, I was oh my gosh about track. I was so bad in 7th grade. I ran the 400.
Mhm.
Horrible, worst decision of my life.
The 400 is for tough people. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I'm not doing that ever again. But if I had to choose a sport, it'd probably be football. I don't know why. I just like the way that the got going here. Like, I mean, if I did like practice football as much as I did baseball, and I got the opportunity to play at a D1 school, and they gave me an offer. I mean, Nebraska, I'd take it in a heartbeat because I mean they got the facilities same way. Like they just treat everybody perfect. I
Mhm.
mean, I would if anybody. I mean, I just recommend this place for anybody. I mean, it's just awesome what they do here, and I just love it so far. So
You're
yeah.
drinking the Kool-Aid. We love it.
I know it's true.
Is it okay? I've never seen it. Like being a baseball player, football gets a ton of attention. They get a lot of perks. They get a lot of that stuff. How does that make you feel being another male sport athlete? That's
I
kind of a
mean,
weird question.
yeah,
But yeah.
I know what you're saying. I honestly, it doesn't really bother me that
Mhm.
much. I mean, I go do my own thing. They got their own thing, you know. And I think at the end of the day, like you earn what you get. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
just got to keep working hard. And I mean, like last year, for example, like baseball won Big Ten. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and Omaha was crazy.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, it was just something like that. I mean, if we keep working, I mean, we're gonna start getting recognition here and there. So, but yeah.
Maybe we'll be a baseball, volleyball, football, everything school.
If
Yeah,
you
that's what
win
Nebraska's
at
getting
Nebraska, Jay Sean's right. Like the people get behind you.
Oh, for
I
sure.
always
That's
use
so
like
true.
when bowling was in their national championship. I can't remember who it was against, but I went to Tanner's Bar and Grill. It was like earlier in the day.
Uh-huh.
Place was packed, standing room only.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I
Like
feel like people are going to support you at Nebraska no matter if you win or lose, though.
Oh, 100%.
That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, we're very blessed. We love Nebraska people. They're just so
I
good.
know.
Are they different like towards you? Have you had like okay, you're an athlete now. Have you had that experience from other people? Like, dude, you're an athlete, or like girls fangirling over you because you're a baseball player?
No,
You'll
nobody
get
likes
there.
baseball.
You'll get there. Everybody has that moment their freshman year of college.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say like the little kids, like at Blair, I'll tell you like when it came to it, like everybody knew who Brady Brown was. He's going to play baseball at SDSU. Nate Wachter, Shane Went, and like they just knew who we all were because we're going to go play Division I baseball.
Mhm.
So it's like that's kind of cool to see, and like it's kind of cool that we can leave a print on them, and like you know maybe they'll work hard and they can go play D1 baseball or something like that.
Is
Just-
Blair kind of a hot pocket for baseball players?
Uh,
So it feels like you mentioned quite a few D1 players, and I know you said it's like 7,000 town
Y-
population.
yeah, I mean, you could say that. I mean, we had 2 guys that transferred out of Blair, Eli Small and Cole Eaton. They both actually made it to the CWS. Eli Small plays for Kentucky, and then Cole Eaton plays for Tennessee. And I mean, we always think about this. We always think like, what would our team look like if we had all those guys? I mean, we probably won state this year for sure if we
Yeah,
had all
absolutely.
those guys on the team. But I mean, other than that, I mean, we have Augie Rasmussen. He plays at was it Illinois State. So I mean, we got a bunch of dudes that come out of Blair. So, but yeah,
Good baseball program.
for
Yeah,
sure.
no kidding.
At what point did you realize that you could go D1 or that you wanted to?
I would say when I got involved with the prospect organization, that's probably the best thing for anybody. I would say if you're a baseball player and you want to get your name out there, I would play for the prospects. That's just me though. It was down in Arkansas. That's when Nebraska first saw me. I was a sophomore and just saw me pitch one game and that's when it happened, I wasn't even planning on going anywhere. I mean, I was just playing baseball to play baseball. I was just going to see what happens, and then I was blessed to see that I got not an offer, but they were interested. So I mean, I kept working, and the offer rolled in, and then that was literally when they offered me. It was like a week later. I was like, "Yep, I'm going here."
Dang. So how does the recruitment process work for baseball?
It's a little different from like football. It used to be. I think they changed the rules. I could be wrong, but they, I mean, you can recruit as early as I want to say freshman summer to sophomore, beginning of sophomore year. But like before that, I remember Cale Fountain. He just got drafted. He recruited to FSU as an 8th grader, and he was like the big phenom in Nebraska. He's still a guy for real. But other than that, I mean, it's a little different from other sports. Just I'd say a little bit slower than anything. So,
Is there, besides like coaches reaching out to you, did you ever feel like you had to reach out?
no, I mean, in like the rules you can't, but like I never really thought I had to reach out. I mean, I would send and like during the I can't remember what period it's called. It's like not the down period, but when you can actually kind of like email the coaches and say, "Hey, I'm going to be at this tournament," or I'm going to this showcase if you guys want to come or something like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I never felt like I had to reach out to a coach.
So what appealed to you about Nebraska besides the fact that it was like really close to home?
The atmosphere, the fan base. It was just something I felt like I could get behind.
The color. You loved the color.
I love
right?
red. Yeah.
Yep.
Red's my favorite color. So.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, dang. That's super fun. We love that. What else?
I don't know.
I don't want the generic answers.
I don't know.
Like, I want the true, honest answer.
The baseball program. I mean, I would say for the baseball program, it'd probably be the coaches. I mean, what we had Will Bolt. I mean, when I was, I think it was a freshman. I just remember watching him, on ESPN or just following him on Twitter and stuff like that. And I just knew that it was going to be a good baseball program down the line. So, I mean, I just knew that was a place to be. So,
that's sweet. I'm glad that you're happy here.
Yeah.
How was it like acclimating to be on a new team with new guys? Because you used to be top dog in high school and now you're bottom of the totem pole again. So how is it?
It's pretty good. I mean, I've known some guys coming in. Like shout out Jalen Worley, man. That's my guy for real. But yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty easy coming here because I mean, just the culture and the tradition that they have. That's a big thing. That's with us. Like they want to keep on the tradition and just keep it going. And like there's just a bunch of good guys that I mean, I feel like I could get behind and just roll with the punches. You know what I mean? Just go one game at a time. So.
I feel like everyone that says stuff about Nebraska is that like people are very welcoming. Like it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you like people are going to welcome you in with welcome and loving arms. So I'm glad that you've had a good first 2 weeks.
I agree.
Yeah, especially when you got the N on there. People really root for you.
Yeah.
How much did the recent success of Nebraska baseball play a part? Was that something you're keeping an eye on, or were you always just kind of like when you got the call from the Huskers, you just want to be a part of the process wherever they're along with it?
I think it was before they went to Arkansas and played.
Yeah.
Down in Fayetteville. I think I could be wrong. I think it was before that. I just knew like, I mean, I didn't know I was going to get recruited by them or not, but like if I wanted to go play D1 and I mean, they're going to offer me, that was definitely top of my list to go play for sure. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. But
are you excited for the season? Just kind of, I feel like there is going to be a buzz around this baseball team.
For
Obviously,
sure.
they win Big Ten. You look at the transfer, a lot of the guys are going to be coming back. Obviously, you lose some key players, but on paper, this team looks like it's going to be an exciting one. I'd imagine the fan base is going to come around a lot earlier than they did last season. I think they're expecting a lot of good things. Obviously, you're joining this team, but you got any excitement of kind of walking into what feels like the process is really actually starting to be in a good rhythm now?
Yeah. Oh man. Like when I tell you about our pitching staff, it's going to be good. It's going to be good because like, I mean, obviously we lost Brett Sears, but I mean, other than that, I mean, that's the only guy that we really lost. I mean, we got a bunch of returning guys and I mean, nationally, I think we're second for walks per game. I mean, we set some records. I know that for a fact. I mean, just coming back to that and hopefully I can work and be a part of that too is the best thing. I mean, that's awesome. So, I mean, and then like, when it comes to the offensive part, I mean, we still got a bunch of guys too that can hit the ball. I mean, Josh Karen was a big key last year. I mean, he was awesome for us. So I mean, I think the buzz is for sure that probably get past Big Ten championship, win that again, and then make it past super regionals. Maybe, I mean, even go to CWS. I mean, you can only imagine if we make it to CWS. I mean, it's going to be everything's red. I swear, the stands gonna be red. It's crazy. So I mean, I think that's our ultimate goal for sure.
Yeah, it always feels like Nebraska pulls the hottest team though when they get to regionals. It's like Arkansas, and then this year it's like people are looking at Florida and they look at them in the SEC like, man, do they really belong in this thing?
Yeah.
And then obviously Florida just gets the bats going. Obviously, I imagine you watch quite a bit of baseball, fan of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
What is about when you get towards regional and then the College World Series where like those teams that are just playing hot, it doesn't seem to even matter with that regular season. What do you need to get through that stretch where it is just those 2-game series, double elimination? Otherwise, you're out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about timing. You know, like if you get hot during the postseason, I mean, no one's stopping you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's just like you got to catch fire at the right time, and that's what kind of happened last year. I mean, it's baseball. I mean, you see upsets all the time. I mean, it's just how it works. I mean, no, there's no doubt in my mind that when we were playing Florida that we were going to beat them. I mean, I thought we could do it, and that's just how it was. You know what I mean? It's baseball; anything can happen. So, I mean, I think, to be honest, trying to think, lost my train of thought, Loki. But I mean, honestly, yeah, I think
it's just staying hot throughout it.
Yeah. I think just staying hot. I think that's just what it is. So
it's definitely what Florida had. I think what was it, like 14-2 versus Kentucky. They put some outrageous score out the next day. But that being said, I think we're ready for a break on this. Megan, you got anything else you want to add for this one?
Great.
All right, we'll throw it to break here. Don't go anywhere. This is Speed and Power. We got a couple more segments on the other side. We'll keep it rolling here on Ticket Weeknights.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd never turn it off. I'd never turned it off. I would never turn it off. I go flat 9.
Ooh.
I like it. I just love the sound of it.
I'd turn it off. I'd walk to a different bar. I wouldn't.
Seriously?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Bill, what is the why?
It's a 194.
Why?
This doesn't. No, it's
That's
just
the biggest
no.
despair we've ever had.
Yeah,
on a
it's a
song.
194. Nothing. There's that one good thing about that song. I've never questioned you more in my life.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd never turn it off. I'd never turned it off. I would never turn it off. I go flat 9. I like it. I just love the sound of it.
I'd turn it off. I'd walk to a different bar. I wouldn't.
Seriously?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Bill, what is the why?
It's a 194.
Why?
This doesn't. No, it's
That's
just
our biggest
no.
despair we've ever had.
Yeah,
on a
it's a
song.
194. Nothing. There's that one good thing about that song. I've never questioned you more in my life.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Speed and Power on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Megan Walker, and I'm joined by Harrison as well as superstar baseball player Jay Sean Unger. You shook your head. Why'd you shake your head?
Not true.
Why?
Gotta work.
I know I'm manifesting it into the future. Yeah, I want the best for you, so I'm just waiting for it. I'm just giving you the nickname. So like when everyone's like superstar Jay Sean, I'll be like, I already called him that. So like I'm patenting it right now.
I got you.
But yeah, oh my goodness, crazy. But you just had Tommy John surgery 14 months ago. Congratulations. How has it been physically, mentally coming back from that? Because as an athlete, it sucks to be injured. It sucks to not be able to play. So how have you been able to acclimate and come back?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's a long journey. It's 12 months before you can actually like start doing stuff. But I would say on the mental side, it's just like you get sick of it. You just got to keep going. You know, it's a long process. There's some weeks like you don't see progress, and there's some weeks where you just see like mountains of progress. You know, it's just weird. It messes with your feelings. I'll tell you that. But when it comes back, right now I feel awesome. I just had about a month, 2-month break from throwing. Well, that'll be a month, I think. I can't remember. But I feel like my arm feels live right now, and it's just, I think it's one of those surgeries that compared to like an ACL surgery, it doesn't come back. It does come back better than it does. With ACLs, it's kind of like it's still there, but with Tommy John, they usually say you come back better than before. So,
is that one of the most common baseball surgeries?
It's starting to get up there. For sure. I see a lot of guys with TJ now, or thinking they have it, but I would say right now it's probably more shoulders more than anything. But yeah, it's definitely taking the climb up there, and it's not really a good thing to hear, but it's true.
So you said in those moments when you're not seeing any progress, when you're having those hard weeks, what are you telling yourself to keep yourself going?
I just keep reminding myself of my ultimate goal. And that's, I think every collegiate athlete's goal is probably to get drafted or of some sort, you know what I mean? And that's why I keep telling myself, I just say, I gotta get to my goal. I gotta keep going. And yeah, it is a process, but it all pay off in the end.
So long-term goal, you want to go pro.
Yep.
So who motivates you in the sport? Because it can't just be that. So who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for kids? Are you doing it for your family?
I'd probably say that's probably my grandpa for sure. He's been my guy for I don't know how long. It's since I was born. Like he's just been there forever, and he's an amazing guy, and he's taught me everything I've known. And yeah, I just like to make him proud. Like I said before, like he's just one guy that I just want to make proud and keep going for him. So
that's so sweet. I love that. That makes me so happy when you have someone in your family that's been a big part of your sport and that's helped you get to the point where you're at. But yeah, that's really amazing. Throughout your entire baseball career, you've had surgery, you've had injuries. What do you think has been one of the hardest parts for you that made you want to give up?
Just thinking to myself that I might not come back from it. Like there's a chance, but it's really low. But like it's just like I said, like there like those weeks where you don't see progress, you're like, dang, like is this gonna stop or am I gonna see progress next week? You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely say it was really more than physical. It was a really mental battle for me. So,
but you're back. You're better than ever. You're superstar Jay Sean. You're ready to be big and make a difference in Nebraska. So I know you're just a freshman, but thinking long term, what footprint do you want to leave here at this university?
Oh man,
sorry, that's a big question.
I don't know. I just know that. Just being a key player. That's what I want to know. I just want people to know that, that I was like, maybe a key player, not even a superstar, just a guy that the team could rely on to maybe get us out of an inning or, have a shove day. You know what I mean? Just something like that, and just keep on the tradition and just keep going.
What strengths about you as an athlete and as a person do you think are a good addition to this team?
I like to push people, like in the weight room. I like to put we only had 3 workouts so far, but I just like pushing them. I just like pushing them. I just like, give them good feedback and just trying to make, if I can make them better, they'll make me better. You know what I mean? It's just, it's one of those things that goes back and forth. So yeah, I just like pushing people.
That's really good. That's a good person to have on a team. What would you say are some of your weaknesses that you hope to build and get better at while your time at Nebraska?
I would probably say I would just like to build my voice a little bit more. I mean, I do try to, push people, but there are some times where I feel like I'm a little timid, where I need to have a louder voice. So I think if I can work on my leadership skills a little bit better, then I think that'd be pretty good.
Are you more lead by example or vocal?
I'd say by example. For
You
sure.
give that vibe too.
Yeah.
You definitely give that vibe. That's hilarious. How are you gonna improve that? What steps are you gonna make to be a better leader vocally? Are you trying to start screaming everything? What are you gonna do?
No, I would probably, there's a time and place to be like stern, I guess you could say. But I mean, you just don't want to be yelling at people all the time. You got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I mean? You just like, I believe in it's okay to make a mistake going 100% physically, but like you got to be there mentally at all times. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like thinking like the game before. I like to be in the present and do what I need to do. And then when that's over, go on to the next thing. So
That's really good. I like that you're able to realize that and make a goal for yourself.
thanks.
But yeah, you got 4 years here. You're gonna crush it, do great.
Hope so.
Hope so.
Definitely.
If you could get drafted by any team, what team would be your top choice?
Yankees.
Yankees. Why is
Right
that?
here. Oh, I've always loved the Yankees.
Ever since you were little?
Yep.
That was your team. Who was the person you always watched?
Derek Jeter.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Basic. That's a basic answer.
How is that basic?
I
okay.
feel like
Okay.
Oh
How
my
about Mariano Rivera? Dude, best closer of all time. Call him Sandman, dude. That's why I love Mariano Rivera. He's just a guy that keeps it simple.
I like
Just
that answer more.
Yeah. He just goes up there and just does what he does, and there you go.
would you fangirl if you met him?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah. He's best closer of all time. I'm telling you. Like he had the best cutter ever in the league. I'm telling you. You just gotta watch some highlight videos and you'll know.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure to do that after this.
All right. I'm telling you, he's a phenom, man.
Oh my gosh. Harrison, who would the player you'd want to meet?
If I got to pick anybody?
Anybody in baseball though.
Ooh, in baseball?
Alive.
But they still got to be alive?
We still gotta be alive.
Otani would be fun.
Who?
Shohei Otani.
Okay. Would you fangirl?
No, I'm not if you bring me around like the NBA, then I might fangirl a little
I
bit.
can totally see
Yeah.
that. That's hilarious.
MLB, I can keep my cool.
Okay, so how about NBA player?
Yeah, NBA player. If I'm around Damian Lillard, I know he's a little past his prime. Damian Lillard,
Dame time, dude.
Dame time. Yeah, I got I don't know if you remember it, the iconic shot versus it was the Trailblazers versus the Thunder. When
Yep.
there's a lot of trash talk between Paul George,
I love
Russell
it.
Westbrook.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big moment. I'd probably put him, Chris Paul as well. I'm a big defender of CP3.
I cannot imagine you fangirling. I've always just seen you so like mellow.
I'll probably just start sweating. I don't make a lot of noise. I'll just get sweaty.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try and bring them in here because I gotta see
If
that.
you get CP3, I'll be more than delighted to
Oh
talk
my
to
gosh, that is hilarious. Bro. I don't know who I'd fangirl over. Is there been anyone at Nebraska that you've been like, oh my gosh? Like I've seen you like all over social media, like blah blah blah, all this stuff.
No.
No?
No.
That's good. You can't have that mentality coming into
No.
college.
But I will say Harper Murray is taller
Than you
than
thought
in
she'd
person.
be?
Yeah, I thought I
Mhm.
would be same height as her, but she is taller in person. I'll say that.
Volleyball girls are tall.
Yeah.
Super tall.
Or some of the most intimidating ones.
Who?
I think the volleyball girls, because they're just winners. What are you going to tell them? They're dominant.
I feel like as a freshman, yeah, I would feel that kind of vibes. Like they're scary, they're intimidating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be like more intimidated of them than I would the
Mhm.
football
I
guys.
roomed with one of them, so I just kind of got the like, oh, I'm good.
Maybe that's it. Because
Yeah.
I've also like got to talk to plenty of the football players, and they all seem like really
Mhm.
nice guys.
Yeah, a
So,
lot of everybody in Nebraska's nice.
Oh,
that's a good point.
I agree.
100%. Yeah, that's why you got to come to Nebraska. But that's crazy. You got to give us a quote. That was really a random
quote?
quote that you live by. Give us something motivational. This is a motivational show.
Whoa.
Like, what's a quote that's been your favorite or something? You got to have something.
Man, I don't even know. Quote.
or even just a lesson, if that's
Yeah.
fair to say, like
Lesson.
something
I like
you remember.
Quote. I like quote.
I don't know. I don't even know if I got quotes. I say you're gonna hate this though. I just always live by respect, and the captain, Derek Jeter, that was him. Like he was always known for respect, and that's what I remember. That's just what I kind of go by. I literally have 2 Derek Jeter posters hung up in my room.
That was really good. I'm proud of you.
That's not even a quote though. So
I'm proud of you. You thought of something.
okay, there you go.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, now's a great time to cut it to break.
All right, we're gonna have to throw at the break here. Don't go anywhere. Speed and power with the host Megan Walker. As always, we'll keep it rolling here on Ticket Weeknights. Talk to you on the other side.
Football season is nearly here, and your long wait for year 2 of Matt Rule is almost over. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days from July 23rd to the 25th, live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Adam Carricker, Chancellor Brewington, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Nick Sainert will be in Indy for our shows Tuesday through Thursday. Getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by 1890 Nebraska, Stevens and Smith Construction, The Complex, Warhorse Casino, and Riddles Jewelry.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
The Nebraska legislature will soon meet in special session and may consider a vote to raise consumer prices by imposing a sales tax on advertising. Nebraska's small businesses would be hit hardest, forcing them to raise prices, meaning we'd all pay more for the things we need. Contact your state senator and tell them no ad tax. Visit noadtaxnebraska.com to find your senator's contact information. That's noadtaxnebraska.com. A message from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Van Steel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Football season is nearly here, and your long wait for year 2 of Matt Rule is almost over. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days from July 23rd to the 25th, live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Adam Carricker, Chancellor Brewington, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Nick Sainer will be in Indy for our shows Tuesday through Thursday. Getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by 1890 Nebraska, Stevens and Smith Construction, The Complex, Warhorse Casino, and Riddles Jewelry. Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Speed and Power on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm your host, Megan Walker, and I'm joined by Jayshawn Ungar. He is an incoming freshman for the Nebraska baseball team. We are so happy he's here. But Jayshawn, how's it been? How's your first podcast been?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Nerves are gone now.
You're
For
loving
sure.
it? You
Yep.
want to come back every week now?
Probably.
We'll see him back next week and the following. Oh, that's crazy. But let's get into it. NIL. Let's talk about it. It's new. It's still new for me, I would say, but it's a lot of information. I bet it's been thrown at you early, and you've seen some things from last year. But what are your thoughts on it all?
Man, I think it's a pretty good opportunity for athletes to get paid. I mean, like this is, I would say, like when you're a collegiate athlete, it's like you're literally your job. I feel like when it comes to it, and I think if you can make a big name for yourself and you can make those opportunities for you, I mean, why not? Just get paid for it and make some money. So I think about it. So
Have you done anything or reached out to any brands or had any brands reach out to you?
no, not yet. Nope. So I don't know. I don't even know how any of this works. So I'm new to it too. So I'm gonna have to start asking people for sure. So
I feel like it is a lot of information, and it depends who you go to. It depends how they're going to relay the information, because NIL can go differently for different people. So my advice to you would be off season. That's the best time to work on it. Don't try and do a whole bunch of stuff in season, because that is, I would say, a distraction sometimes, because you got to focus on your sport, because that's a priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great opportunity. I think you're going to love it. There's a lot of great places in Nebraska that'll do NIL with athletes, or some that tailor to specific sports like baseball, track, basketball. But I think you're going to love it. I'm super excited for you. If you could get an NIL deal with any brand in the entire world, what would it be?
Oh, Jordan, for sure, Jordan. I don't know why.
Good answer.
Get some cool stuff. I feel like.
Yeah. Are you a shoe guy?
Not so much. I mean, I don't know. Just being a part of Jordan would be pretty sick.
That would be pretty sick.
So, but I mean, other than that, it'd probably be like a golf company.
Big golfer?
No, like I'm just saying, golf's an expensive sport.
I feel like we're
We're connecting the
Yeah,
dots.
it's an expensive sport for sure. I mean, like to get a set of clubs is like $3,000.
But the thing is, if you don't even golf, what's the point in having
I
like,
can
a
learn how to
club?
golf.
What if you don't like it?
I like it. Trust me.
Why don't you just do something with like Apple?
Apple, like the phone?
Yeah.
Nah. I'll probably do like a fishing brand. Yeah, I'll do a fishing brand for sure.
Like Bass Pro Shops?
Yep.
You do fishing in Blair?
I love fishing.
Yeah.
If I
That
can
one
get a
makes
chance, I'll go fish for sure. I still have to find some lakes or some ponds around here.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think there's one over there by Haymarket. Is there not? Like right across the street? Like if
Haymarket.
You go up and then to the right or to the right a little bit.
I'm not entirely sure.
I don't even know if they have fish, but I mean,
You go to Holmes Lake, you can catch. I think it's just bluegill.
Well, there you go. That's a fish.
Yeah, maybe some chubs. They don't got a lot around here. I think you have to go outside the Lincoln boundaries.
sure.
But yeah, you ever go fly fishing or just pulling rod?
No, not fly fishing. My dad can fly fish, but I can't. It's just bait caster. That's it. Probably give me, I don't know, crankbait or a Senko. They don't even know what this is. Senko is like a little worm, little plastic worm you put on a hook. It works.
I'm gonna have to add fishing to my bucket list.
It's fun. I'm telling you.
You haven't fished? You're from South Dakota.
No, I fish in like Iowa, but like I haven't
Fishing-
fished out here.
South Dakota fishing is good.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised.
I've been
Only
out there
in
a couple
Iowa.
times.
Only like Okoboji, stuff like that.
It's all right.
Yeah. I only have my license in Iowa, so
Yeah, that is a
break the
good point.
rules. Yeah.
I've
sorry.
got one of those fines. They're a lot more expensive than you'd think.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. We love that.
Hey,
Okay.
I got the paperwork. I paid it through, so we're good.
How much can I ask how much it was?
If I remember, I think it was close. Well, keep in mind, I was, I think, a middle schooler, so close to $100 was.
You got fined as a middle schooler?
I was a young lad. Yeah.
What?
Breaking rules young.
Game wardens around small towns, as far as my knowledge go, do not care.
Yeah.
They,
I was about to
they're
say.
quick to write you.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That and like people are always getting caught for spotlighting on
Oh,
tree
yeah.
lines. But that one makes sense.
Yeah.
No, not ideal.
Little felon over there. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get into the rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
trying my best.
lock in. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Brain working, eyes working, head working, everything.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, that was just a drastic shift of conversation. But
Go.
yeah,
I'm ready to lock
Sorry,
in.
we're giving you a billboard. It's going anywhere in the world for everyone to see. What are you putting on it? You got 3 seconds.
Picture of me pitching. I don't know. In New York.
Context in New York.
Yeah, in
It's
New York.
Crazy.
Times Square.
You're pitching in Times Square.
No, I'm just saying. Like
That's
just,
where the billboard is.
Yeah, that's where the billboard is.
Okay. Okay. I'd put that as like a 3 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, unless you put information on like how to follow you or anything.
Yeah, or like your Venmo.
It's a cool
Yeah.
poster, but it does nothing for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put GoFundMe on there. There you go.
It's just GoFundMe.
No, okay, now we're up to a 5.
Yeah, there we go.
That's 2 points.
Still don't even have your username or something.
Just as
Yeah, I just put my
GoFundMe.
Snapchat in there. Or no, Instagram.
He's putting his
No, Instagram.
GoFundMe, Snapchat.
And Instagram. And Twitter. Everything.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
this is a
6.
billboard filled with usernames. All right, if you could work out with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, Dwayne Johnson for sure.
Really?
Yes. No, I
Oh
swear.
my gosh. I thought it'd be like a baseball player.
Nope.
But favorite song on your playlist?
Oh my god. It's probably what is that new song? It's probably the Gunna's new album. That's probably what it is. I don't really have a favorite song. I'd probably just say Gunna's new album for sure.
I respect that answer.
It's good.
That's a good answer.
It is.
Have you ran stadiums yet?
Uh-uh.
Rest in peace, Jay Sean.
Oh my god.
You're gonna love it so much.
Okay.
No, I'm just actually serious. Let me know how they go.
Okay.
I'm super curious. I'd love to watch actually. Okay, you're being dropped off on an island. You get to bring 3 items with you. They have to fit in a 5x5 box. What are you putting in your box?
A knife.
Okay.
Flint steel.
That's 2 things.
Tent.
Flint and steel's tough. I actually do consider
Flint
that one thing.
and steel.
Yeah, I understand it's
There's
plural,
an
but
and in between.
No, it's not. Flint and steel. Okay.
but how hard do you want to play this game? Because like you can say you can bring a lighter, but you can take apart all the parts of the lighter.
Okay, fine. Good job, Jay Sean. 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. workout?
Ooh, 7 a.m.
Good answer. What is the best piece of advice someone's given you?
Work hard at everything you do.
Beautiful. If you could tell your younger self something, what would you tell him?
Don't get Tommy John. For sure. Say, take care of your arm early, because those throws are all gonna rack up eventually.
That's so fair. Do you feel like learning to take care of your body? When did you figure that was important?
Oh, when I learned the hard way from tearing my UCL. Like I definitely learned that you just got to take care of your body, because I mean it's just not indestructible.
Could you kind of feel something was off?
Oh yeah,
leading up to it.
100%. I didn't tell my coach this, but I went into the game not feeling 100%, and then it's like 2 pitches later, I hit 2 innings later, I hit the kid, and then it didn't even hurt. It's just numb. My fingers were numb, and I just knew I was like, I'm done. And then the next game, I tried to pitch again, couldn't even make it to second base. It was bad.
What was that first like emotions that hit you when you realized that you couldn't do it?
I just stood there and looked at my catch partner. And I said, "It's done," and I just walked back to the dugout and sat down.
That's so sad. I don't like that. Oh, that's super sad.
I mean, it is what it is, but now I know I gotta take care of your arm.
So moving forward, how are you going to take better care of your body?
Probably nutrition, recovery,
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep, and being honest with your coach,
Mhm.
saying like, I can't throw today. So for sure.
I feel like a lot of young pitchers fall into that trap.
Yep, I agree. I know it's kind of sad because I've seen it a lot of times too. Like one kid will pitch 110 pitches, and then 4 days later have to throw another 90 pitches. I mean, it's
Especially
just-
young guys too. The pride and ego.
Yeah, it's
just take over.
bad. I don't know. I don't like it at all, but it is. Yeah. Hopefully it stops here soon, but I don't know if it will. So
How hard do you think the sport of baseball is?
it's probably top 3 for sure.
Really?
Where would you put it?
I feel like if we're talking like all around sports,
It's number 1 for me.
it's number. You think baseball is the hardest sport?
Hardest sport. It's not in terms of like your workouts are hardest, but
I'm
to
talking
be.
physical.
I'm just saying to be good at it.
No,
Baseball's-
100%. It takes
okay.
like a lot of
Yeah.
like.
Baseball's
takes a lot.
number 1 for me. Physically,
Mhm.
I don't know. That's a tougher list.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. Like you have to think there's a guy on the mound throwing
Mhm.
95 miles per hour with a round ball, and you have a round bat, and he can throw an off speed, like a slider, a changeup, curveball, like it's hard.
If you hit over 300, you're a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
That always like speaks to me.
It's such a cliche thing, but like literally you hear it all the time. If it's 3 out of 10 at bats, that's 300. Like you're probably an all-star. You know what I mean? You're making millions if you're doing that. So that's just how it is. But I'd say pitching was probably now pitching's probably getting harder because the hitters are different now for sure. But
See, I'm going to be biased. I feel like every athlete you ask, they're going to say their sport. I feel like that's every time we've had someone come in, like gymnasts, they think their sport's the hardest. Same with like you.
But it's facts. You can look it up. I swear.
I think
it's pretty up there.
Me being neutral.
I don't feel like you've ever mentioned baseball when I've asked you the hardest sport. You're always like diving and gymnastics.
Physically demanding.
Yeah, I would agree
because
with
unless
that.
you play pitcher, then
Mhm.
I'll throw pitcher up there. But as a whole, I wouldn't say baseball players are getting hurt left and right.
No.
Divers, it's like they always just have back problems because they're hitting the water.
Mhm.
But if you want to talk about physically demanding, I'd throw track up there. Because did high school track practice and that nearly killed me. I can't imagine what D1 looks like.
No, literally. I die every day. Just reincarnate.
I can believe it. You got anything left before we wrap things up here on Ticket Weeknights?
Give us your last final words, Jay Sean.
I don't know. I don't got any final words.
You got no final words? Not like have a great night or something?
Yeah, have a great night, and you're probably gonna see the Huskers in CWS.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Manifesting it. Okay, well, this has been Jay Sean from the men's baseball team. Make sure to pay attention to him. He's going to be a big star one day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night.